What's up, YouTube? I am Madolche Crepesus coming at you with a Madolche Deck build. This is my ultimate goodbye to Yu-Gi-Oh! I found a big opportunity. I wanted to go to regionals with this deck. It's so awesome. But like I said, a bigger opportunity, much more better opportunity has came for me to the point where I have to drop my love for Yu-Gi-Oh! But the deck list is out there. It's gonna be able to be used by anyone and everyone. It's such a boss deck. It does everything and everything you could want it to do. Alright, so let's talk about the deck in detail with every card. Crepesus. The reason why I wrote a Crepesus in here is because she has a unique effect when she is battling after damage calculation, so before she hits the graveyard or before she gets banished, etc. She will be able to pop a card on the field. Spell, trap, monster, etc. One of my monsters cards will be destroyed automatically. Yeah, that's basically the only thing you could do. Also, you could combo that with Ticket in case you don't have any Madolches or anything, because when she is sent back to the deck, Ticket will activate. You'll be able to get a Messenger Lotto or a Mewfiel, Who Cake. Preferably keep the Messenger Lottos in the deck because you usually always just special summon them from the deck. I mostly like having Madolches all the time at first, then Mewfiels for an extra special summon, then Who Cakes, then after that just double Mewfiel, or if I need to, a Messenger Lotto to special summon with Mewfiel. Alright, so now I run 3 Madolches simply because she is the elemental hero straddles of the deck. She is your searcher for all the Madolches, including herself. So I would start off by normal summoning her, adding a Madolche if I don't have one in my hand already to my hand, if not Mewfiel or Who Cake. After that, I would either just keep her out there, Wander to get an extra drop 2 cards, so it'd be basically like a little graceful charity type of thing. You draw 3 cards, one of them was Madolche and the other one was Wand. You get a Madolche of the search and 2 extra cards for the draw, so it's basically a 2 for 3. Or you could just instant fusion, bring out a level 4 earth type monsters to bring out your Aldervich, or bring out your Gaga Cowboy. Alright, I run 3 Mewfiels simply because that's a free special summon right there. It's like your marauding captain of the deck. You normal summon this monster, you get a special summon a Madolche monster from your hand to the from your deck to the field. If you were to special summon Messenger Lotto, you'd be able to activate his effect to add 1 Madolche spell trap card from your deck to the hand. It says right here you must control a face of Madolche Beast Madolche monster. A beast type, so the Madolches that would have to be face up would either have to be a Mewfiel or a Who Cake. But don't worry, this isn't like that idiot of a card called Madolche Butler Rusk. Now let me show you the card real quick. When this card is normal summoned, he gets to add 1 field spell card from your hand. That's only 1 spell card out of all the spell and trap cards that the Madolches have the ability to use. Now, also, he has the same effect. You must control a another Madolche monster. Not beast, but it has to be a monster. Still, I don't like this because it wastes your normal summon. And Madolches, they rely on 1 normal summon. After that, it's just pure going off and off and off. Unless you brought something out with like Giant Rat or Tragodia, or you've already had a Who Cake out on the field. Now, speaking of Who Cake, this card is unique, this card is funny, this card is just the best. It's the new Madolche, new sweet dessert from Konami, from Yu-Gi-Oh! If you look really closely, and if you really have a sense of humor, and you've been around, not, you know, like a whore or anything, but like you've been places and stuff, you will see that this card is called Who Cake. Who Cake being an owl being Hooters, the mascot of, you know, the sexy food chain Hooters. So that's what I think about this card. I always activate its effect by saying Hooters, banish a card from the graveyard, say Magdalene if you needed to, special summon Messengelado from the deck or any other Madolche monster, including Crepesus, I would either go for Messengelado to get a free spell and trap card search, because that is the beast monster right there. So you would be able to search either Madolche Palooza, Ticket, or Chateau. Or you could just special summon Crepesus. Say for instance you don't have any cards in the graveyard at the time because you just banished it. She would be an easy 1800 beat stick with the ability to pop cards on the field. Awesome. Oh, sorry about that. Let me show you the card. It says right here, after damage calculation, when this card battles an opponent's monster, you can destroy one card on the field. On your opponent's side of the field. It's a target, basically, but yeah, just wanted to show you guys that effect. Messengelado is like your, he is just basically material. He is nothing much of a use other than just pure material. He can be a 2100 beat stick along with Chateau, but other than that, he is my XC material for Tiramisu. At times could be Aldrovich. Of course, for Excalibur, if you have two Messengelados at times, which can happen, because he has a level 4 warrior, or if you have an instant fusion and a Messengelado, you could do that for a free XC, Carbonella warrior, level 4, free XC for a free 4000 beat stick. Or you could go for Gaga Cowboy, you know, gain 1000, your opponent loses 500, it's like, Gaga Cowboy could take down anyone that's 3000 or less attack. But if it's 3000, it'll be like a double knockout kind of thing. Also, if it's in defense, inflict 800 damage to your opponent. This deck, when you go off, when you send cards back into the deck, when you don't have anything to worry about on your opponent's side of the field, including spells, traps, or monsters can I don't know, monsters don't really bug me that well, because I could just easily shuffle them back into the deck. But, yes, if I, say for instance, have you like about 1600 life points and I really don't want to attack you, or I feel scared of your gores or something, I would just basically go for the last few 1600 life points with 2 XC materials of 800 damage to you, basically to you. So yes, this card has 2 unique abilities, that's why it's so freaking good, that's why it's went up from like $5 to like $20, and I'm so happy I still have the first edit. But yes, Gaga Cowboy's pretty good. Moving along, we run 2 m-x-saber and dragons. Reason for that is because it's so good in this deck. You're always gonna have a field out there. You're never ever gonna run off of that supply of field. This is also another beautiful thing about Madolches. Madolche cards always get recycled, no matter what, especially the monsters. When they are destroyed either by your opponent's card effect or by battle, and sent to the graveyard, even if it's solemned, it gets shuffled right back into the deck. If you have Chateau, you could just add that card to your hand instead. I'll show you the effect it says right here. So Madolches have the extreme beautiful power of recycle, and most people don't like that, but it's like, why don't you like that? Most cards have their own unique ability, and I bet you anything if you try to make your own Madolche build, you would really have a hard time trying to get used to not having any cards in your graveyard, or the whole process of recycling and reshuffling and re-adding in such a very consistent and beautiful way. That's the way I see this deck. It's my beautiful work of art, and I'm willing to share it with everyone because unfortunately I am not going to be dueling anymore. It's like my goodbye to Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff. So moving right along, we added 2 Tragodias. Tragodia is the best card in this, one of the best cards in this deck. Why, may you ask? I mean, if you know Madolche decks, if you know about Madolches, this card is just a simple... he could get up to like 4800, 3600 because cards are always getting recycled again. Ticket will add cards to my hand, Magdalene will add cards to my hand, Chateau will just bounce shit back to my hand, Power Wand will give me extra draws, so it's like a 3x2, increasing his attack by a mere 600, but that's still good. The highest I've ever had a Tragodia, I think, was at 4,800. I had like 8 cards in my hand because I just kept drawing and power wanding and doing all this shit. It was really nice, it was fun, I went for the kill. Also, it's not one of the abilities that Tragodia has. I could always send a Malefic Cyber Dragon, which is a 10 star, or any level 4, 3, or 5 star, from my hand to the graveyard to target the same leveled monster my opponent has and just simply take it forever. It's going to be my monster, my material, for my doing, for whatever I want. I jacked that monster from you, so deal with it, you know, type of thing. Also, this card has the ability to copy a material in the graveyard, so if you look at the very, very big picture of Tragodia, which Tragodia probably is like this big, huge monster that's so scary and stuff, Tragodia can be an easy XC for me as well. Say for instance, I want to take over your level 3 monster. I would discard Mewfiel, or you know, a level 3 monster that I have, take your level 3, now that this card's in the graveyard, I'll just copy his level 3, now I'll have 2 level 3s, go for Invoker, Levier, Leviathan Dragon, or even Zenmains. So Tragodia, it's like one of the biggest, most useful cards in the deck if it's used properly. Let me go back to Malefic Cyber Dragon. Malefic Cyber Dragon, yes, he is a huge beat stick. He can avoid Gores, but yet again can be a very bad thing for Gores because they will have a token of 4,000 attack. Now, Malefic Cyber is in here because I like getting rid of the only one solemn warning they have. I summon it, they'll be so scared they're just going to warning it. They don't want to take 4,000 life points. They'd rather just take 2,000. Or, you know, get rid of one of their bottomlesses or dimensional prisons or any other trap card that you basically get rid of the back row. That's my goal. Rid the back row, be wide open for my loop. Once my loop goes off, the monsters will fall away right by itself and stuff. So I'll have a wide open field with only 2 cards in your hand or 1 card. If not, you'll have nothing and you'll just rage quit. That's how it's always been. That's how most people are doing it. I've only lost like a few rounds out of like my many duels that I've had with this deck. So yes, this deck is ready. This deck is ready. This deck is ready. Moving right along. Giant Rat. Giant Rat is a good card in this deck simply because it has 2 purposes. Usually Giant Rat only has 1 purpose, you know, destroyed, special summon, that's it. Giant Rat, along with Tragodia and Malefic Cyberand, they are materials for your Who Cake if you want to banish and special summon, so you already have a monster in the graveyard to activate Who Cake's effect. Now when Giant Rat is destroyed, usually I like to bring out my Pudding Cess because she is only 1,000 attack when she's in the deck, and then I would start destroying cards on his field using her effect. Or if they really don't have a back row and I think I'm very confident about my loop the next turn, I would just bring out the Hoot. Bring out the Hoot. Next turn I'd be able to special summon a Messenger Lotto, that's 2 cards. I'd have a free summon, I'd probably have like a Magdalene, so that's 2 level 4s. Or I'd have a level 3. So be it, I have a level 3, I would overlay those 2, bring out Invoker, special summon another Messenger Lotto from the deck. I'll have 2 Messenger Lottos to get for that Tiara Misu. Simple enough. Giant Rat, thank you very much. Also with Malefic Cyber and Dragon, one thing you can do if you want to do a loop and you have no monsters in the graveyard, it's funny how I use this deck to the very most bitter, most last energy that it has. So when you special summon the Malefic Cyber and Dragon and when he's out on the field, say for instance you really want to use Who Cake but you have no cards in your graveyard, bring out the Malefic Cyber and Dragon. He's automatically going to be destroyed because there's no field in the graveyard. Say for instance, he'll go to the graveyard. There goes your material for Who Cake right off the bat. Whoa, that was freaking great. If you want, you could throw in other little things like DD Crow or what is that card called? Effect Veiler or etc. etc. I've also tried to make like a light and dark deck with Veilers and stuff, throwing in BLS and Chaos Sorcerer. But I was like, I just thought I said no, I'd rather very much not well do that. So card D is your, of course, your draw power, along with your material for Who Cake. Any card could be material for Who Cake because I'll always just bring it back with Levier. Preferably, if I were to banish a Madolche monster, I'd rather just get that monster back so I could keep using it. Madolches is about recycle, 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 recycle. You gotta recycle the monsters. You gotta recycle your spells and trap cards. You're never gonna run out of ticket. You always have one ticket in your deck and one out in the field or in the graveyard or in your hand, etc. Same for Chateau. Now, if you've already had both of these in your hand or on the field, you could just search out your Madolche Palooza and do some crazy stuff by special summoning any number of Madolche monsters from your hand. But yeah, they'll be returned to the deck in the end phase. Oh well, you'll probably XC by then and save the trouble of losing your monsters and stuff, you know? Alright, so moving on to the spells, we've got the Chateau. When this card is summoned, you have to, it's mandatory, you have to shuffle all Madolche monsters from your graveyard back into the deck. Oh, well, looky here, all my monsters out of the graveyard, my pudding says, now thanks with Chateau and her effect is at 2300 attack. Oh my god, that's so freaking good. Plus she has her unique ability. That's awesome, plus they all gain 500 attack and defense, like I said. Now with Ticket is like your wind-up factor, I forgot what that magic card is. When a Madolche monster is returned to my hand or to the deck by any, and I repeat, any card effect, I can search out a Madolche monster and add it to my hand. But that's not all that this effect has. It has a special unique effect. As you can see, we have a fairy right here sitting down, handing out a ticket to Messenger Lotto. Basically what this means is if I control a fairy type Madolche, let me show you the where it says that. If you control a face-up fairy type Madolche monster, you can special summon the monster from your deck in face-up attack position instead of adding it to your hand. Well, this effect can only be activated once per turn. So if I control a Puddingsis or a Tiramisu, those are my only fairy Madolches that I have, I'd be able to special summon any of these Madolche monsters, including Puddingsis herself, from the deck in face-up attack position. So, Ticket, yeah, it's like the engine of your deck along with Chateau and the rest of the other cards that are part of the engine. Like Magdalene with the wand, or the Who Cake with the banishing, the special summon and bring out your... It's an infinite loop. This is infinite loop. Beautiful loop. I only run one pot of duality because I don't like running two, simply because like at times I would find myself revealing the 3 cards and one of the cards would be the pot of duality again. And if not, it would be a Messenger Lotto or something I wouldn't really want, like a Puddingsis. So I would just be like, I'll just take the Puddingsis again, what a waste of a card. So I only run one. Also, because you can't really special summon during that turn, it doesn't really stop Tragodia, because when you take damage from Tragodia, from a monster, it's during your opponent's turn most of the time when you'll be taking that damage. So the special summon happens. This card can also, I found out that you could like attack your opponent's monster just to take damage on purpose. It's still battle damage, so you will be able to special summon this card from your hand. It says right here, when you take battle damage, just straight up battle damage. This card is way too good, and in future references, I can see this card going back down to 1, if not straight up 0. I hope that doesn't happen though. I hope that doesn't happen. I did used to run 2 pot of dualities, but then after that I looked, and I found this little neat combo right here. My little graceful charity, Wonder Wand. So if I could only equip it to a spellcaster type monster, which gains 500 attack, then I could send both of these cards to the graveyard to draw 2 cards. Everyone loves to draw 2 cards, that's why people love running card D. But it turns out I actually got 5 ways to increase my to thin out my deck and increase my hand. I usually end up with like 5 or 6 or 7 cards in my hand off of this whole little trick and shit. Now the thing with Wonder Wand is you don't end your turn, so you would be able to set any spell trap cards that you drew thanks to Wonder Wand in order to further secure your field. So, people are probably wondering, why are you running Wonder Wands if you only have 3 spellcasters, which are my Magellans? Now that is very simple. It's a simple little loop that I've been studying from different Madolche loops and different deck core Madolches, and I've adapted to the ability that I would just normal summon Magellan, and like I said in the beginning of the video, I would always first try to get Magellan back to my hand. If I have a Magellan to my hand when I summon another one, then I would just add Mewfield. So see so if you really notice that loop, you're always gonna have a spellcaster for the Wonder Wand. So you use it, send that Magellan, which got you 1 search, so that's 1 card. Activate Wonder Wand, send them both to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. So you basically got rid of 2 cards, which one being your searcher, to draw 3 cards, and one of them was a searched card, so you drew 3 cards, then your deck out by 3 cards. So Wonder Wand is actually one of the best draw things in my deck. Monster Reborn, everyone has the same reason for having this deck. It saves your ass, it starts your loops, it does such incredible things, it finishes the game, it's your last resort. And this card, I believe that no one should ever ban this card. No one should complain about cards that are this good, because you also get to run it. Think about it. You complain so much about how someone else is beating you because their deck is so much more well constructed, but yet you're over here complaining that you aren't getting the cards. I mean, really, dude? Like, don't you have fun using these cards too? Like, I really, and I mean really, hate how Sangan got banned. Why? No, please, stop complaining. You get to use these benefits too. It's for everyone to use. Please stop complaining, guys. Sangan was actually a good card in my deck, but I'm gonna stop with my rant. Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion is another ticket in my deck to get a free XC or to go out for the free loop. So say at times, you know, you don't really have your Hoot Cake out there out in your hand, but you do have a Mewfield and a Messengelato. Okay, this is the old combo that I would do besides Hoot Cake, because you know Hoot Cake is pretty new. It just came out. These 2 Hoot Cakes were replaced with this monster called Kajimucha Knight. When he is normal summoned, I mean when a level 3 or lower, when a level 3 monster is summoned, which is the Mewfield, you could special summon that card, and what's called a simultaneous effect goes on chain. So you'll get 3 special summons, 2 level 3s and 1 level 4, you know? 2 level 3s, the m-x-saber Invoker, get your Messengelato, 2 Messengelatos for a Tiramisu. And there it is. Now you can use that same idea, except by replacing Kajimucha Knight with Instant Fusion. Who is your XC material for that m-x-saber Invoker, you ask? Fusionist. He is a beast, he is a level 3, he is an earth, just like Mewfield. I like keeping everything about my materials the same. Same level, same attribute, and same type. Simply because there are cards that say 2 level 4 beast type warrior, or 2 level 4 warrior, or 2 level 500 witches, or you know what I'm trying to get to. A perfect example of that is one of my other instant fusion materials, Carbonala Warrior. He is a level 4 Earth Warrior. He has so many uses for me in this deck, because he is an Earth, he can get me an Aldrovich. And as you can see, my deck is actually the new Earth Archetype. So yes, I would bring out an Earth monster, Fairy King Aldrovich using the Earth materials, or I could use Messengelato to bring out 2 level 4 warrior monsters and get my Excalibur. As you can see, he is a level 4 Earth Warrior, so you'd be able to get a free 4,000 beat stick. Other than that, Gaga Cowboy is a free XC summon. Tiramisu, you need the Magellans. And as for my level 3s, there's no really specific kind of monsters you need. They're just 2 level 3 monsters, so it's perfect, it's great, it's perfect. Heavy Storm, you know, get rid of the field, as well as the MSTs, you know, shorten the back row. Forbidden Lance. Forbidden Lance is actually one of the best magic cards out there right now. You get to target one face-up monster on the field, it loses 800 attack, but is unaffected by the effects of other spells and trap cards, including Dimensional Prison. Yes, including Dimensional Prison, so now there is a way to stop Dimensional Prison. Sorry, Stardust Dragon, looks like you won't have your effect being the best anymore. But yes, also you can use this card to basically save your monsters if you need to, or to finish the game if they have like 100 life points left, or 200 life points, or 800 life points, or you know what I mean. Also, this combos well with my Pudding Says. So, say for instance, I'm gonna give myself like the worst benefit of the doubt. I have Pudding Says in face-up attack position with her usual 1000 attack points, and I have a face-down Lance. He summons what would he summon? I would just say Thunder King. Okay, you summon Thunder King's at 1900. Say for instance he summons like a 1800 attack card or less, and he tries to attack my monster. I use Lance. His monster gets destroyed. Pudding Scissors effect activates after damage dead before she hits the graveyard. So that'll be a 2 cards out for me and a 2 cards out for him there. He's gonna be open. He's gonna be open. I'm gonna be able to take another card from him, probably his spell and trap card. Next turn, I'd be able to do whatever the hell I want, if I could do anything, you know, because sometimes you have like these bad hands or these bad plays and stuff. All right. Going on the traps, Madolche Palooza. I've added another one Madolche card in here, and I made it the Madolche Palooza because if you really look at it, the other Madolche cards, spell and trap cards, don't really have much of an interest to me because, I mean, I didn't really need them. Lesson, I think this could be one other good card. Target one Madolche monster in graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, but with Chateau, just go right back to your hand. I believe that would happen. All Madolche monsters gain a permanent 800, then I could shuffle another monster into my deck, from my graveyard into the deck. This is like a counter thing for Who Cake. Who Cake banishes, this one just shuffles cards back into the deck. Madolche Knights. Madolche Knights has a similar one to Madolche T-Break. They are both counters. Madolche Knight stops monster effects, but if I control a Madolche Pudding Says, if I don't have a graveyard, I just get a shuffle one random card from my opponent's hand into the deck. Same thing for T-Break. If I have no monsters in the graveyard, I get a negate a spell and trap card, but just return it back into the hand. If I control the Pudding Says, I can also destroy one card my opponent controls. It's a pretty worthless card. I mean, if they activated Heavy Storm, I wanted to negate that. It's gonna go back to their hand. They can just simply activate it again. It's pointless. It's very, very pointless. Knights has a little bit much of a better effect because it's kind of like a what is that card called? A Fiendish Chain. It's kind of like a Fiendish Chain. There we go. Now, Madolche Palooza, I run. Waltz, very pointless. I mean, why would I want to go for that extra 300? Seriously, it's just gonna clog up my deck. It's gonna clog up my space. No, thank you. I'd rather not. And as for the ones that I do run, it's going to be Chateau, Ticket, and Palooza. Now, with Madolche Palooza, she has two, this card actually has two beneficial effects in this deck. For once, you know, you can rid of one of their mystical space type rooms, and Madolche Palooza would be a target for your Tiramisu, shuffling back into the deck. For, you know, it'll be in the graveyard. It'll be a material in the graveyard for Tiaramisu's effect. Also, you get a special summon in any number of Madolche monsters from your hand, but it's shuffled into the deck during the end phase. Now, I'm gonna give you like a quick little play of how of what you could do with an already set Madolche Palooza. You would go off with your combo. Say, for instance, you normal summon this dude, special summon the Who Cake. Activate Who Cake by banishing card D. You would special summon Messenger Lotto. You have these 3 cards on the field. search out your chateau, activate it, overlay, invoker, detach, special summon another messenger lotto. You have 2, overlay those 2, tiramisu, detach. You'll be able to add the detached level 3 and one of the messenger lottos to your hand. Once it's in your hand, you'd be able to special summon to go for another XC or for game or for an OTK, you know, all that stuff. So this is your OTK card. This is your this is basically a card that says when you draw this card, set it. If it's still out on the field and you do your loop, you basically just win the game. Why? Because I would only have to worry about 7,200 of your life points. Take all that out, I would use 2 of my level 4s, XC summon, take the rest of your 800 or so away with Gaga Cowboy. Just basically burn it to the last bit of death. I do run the Solemn Brigade, simply because it's mandatory. Bottomless Trap Holes, because, what are those cards called? The Dino Rabbits. Dino Rabbits are my weakness, but if I do Bottomless, 2 Saber Sources, thanks to the effect of, Rescue Rabbit, that's also a beautiful effect, because you just banish 2 monsters with 1 card. Compose is a replacement for Solemn Warning. It's a good card. It gets rid of XCs and Synchros, throws them back into the extra deck. Or, say for instance, you know, they have 2 materials out on the field, they're about to XC summon or do something, just shoot one of those monsters back into the hand and you get to destroy the other one in your next coming turn. Oh yeah, by the way, I brought back Instant Fusions. I don't see why people wouldn't run them. It's a free summon. You could just summon 1 monster, pay 1,000 life points, special summon another monster, overlay those 2 monsters, and get a free XC summon. It's so easy. It's a really well good card, and I believe it could get lots of a combo started. Another card that I did bring back is Dark Bribe. When an opponent's spell trap card is activated, your opponent draws 1 card. Also negate the effect, the activation if you do destroy it. So this card could stop anything because it's a speed spell 3. Well, besides, you know, the stupid, most freaking idiot card that's out there, Super Polymerization, which has its own speed spell of like 1,000 or 5,000 or 1,000,000 or whatever, you know, speed spell out of this world and shit. But yeah, this card has the power to negate most feared cards like Heavy Storm or Solemn Warning and Judgment, because it's a counter. It's a speed spell 3. Now as for my last card, Safe Zone. Again, I like using every card to the very bittermost last effect of it. The monster that's equipped with this card has to be a face-up attack position when it's activated at that time. After activation, it cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects, so it's pretty much safe from anything. But wait, there is a little turn down. It cannot attack directly, and when this card is removed from the field, that monster is going to be destroyed as well. So, what are my combos with this one? Safe Zone. Pudding says she won't be destroyed, she'll be popping everything that's on the field. Okay, I attack your monster, I'll take a little bit of damage, like 400 or 500. Okay, I want to pop your back row and stuff, you know, stuff like that. Also, Safe Zone, if I have it set, and my opponent decides to destroy it while he has a monster on the field, I'll give you an example of a play I just recently had. I had a set Safe Zone, I had a Heavy Storm in my hand. My opponent was about to win me if I didn't do was about to beat me if I didn't do anything to save myself. He had 2 back rows, and he had a Leviathan Dragon. I had a full fat hand as always, and I had a monster. I forgot what monster it was. I think it was a Who Cake, a special summon by a Giant Rat. So what I did is I Heavy Stormed, chained Safe Zone, targeting his Leviathan Dragon. Now that Safe Zone resolved, and it's with Leviathan Dragon, Heavy Storm's gonna resolve, destroying his whole back row, my Safe Zone, and of course Safe Zone effect is gonna activate, destroying his Leviathan Dragon. So basically my Heavy Storm added that little effect of destroy all spell and trap cards on the field, destroy all monsters on the field. Well, destroy one card your opponent controls or something like that, you know? It was a very good effect. So yes, this deck is very awesome, very great. The idea is to get 2 level 3s, bring out an Invoker or a Levier, because remember, he can banish to special summon from the deck. Say for instance you banished Madolche, you already have these 2 cards in the hand because you normal special. Banish Madolche from the graveyard because you send it away from Wander Wand. So that happens, special summon, get your Chateau. This one's already in the banish pile, so Chateau won't shuffle it back into the deck. Overlay Hoot Cake and New Fuel, go for your Levier. Levier detach, bring back your Madolche and Messenger Lotto together. Tiramisu, I preferably out of these 2 would detach the Hoot Cake because of his effect. And you would detach this card as well, so you would add a Madolche and a Hoot Cake right back to your hand. Freaking awesome, freaking great. Let me see if there's anything else that I haven't told you guys about. Loops. Oh yeah, also when you're doing the loop and when you have Ticket out, you already have the Invoker or Levier and the Tiramisu, which Tiramisu already shuffled cards into the deck. After you're shuffling cards into the deck, or if you've added to your hand, activate the Ticket when Tiramisu's out on the field. Bring out your Pudding Sis if you have no cards in your graveyard. Or if you're gonna go for an LTK, because Pudding Sis is she basically rids of Tragodia, she rids of anything that's gonna special summon from the hand. That doesn't end the battle phase. So for instance, you know, I have my Invoker and my Tiramisu. Ticket's effect activates, I'm gonna bring out my Pudding Sis, alright? So okay, she's at 23, no, I'll give the benefit of the doubt. I'm at 1800 life points, no cards in my graveyard. Actually no, 1500, there's actually like 1 material in my graveyard and Chateau's powering me up 500. So I'm at 1500 life points, right? Battle phase, she's in attack position, I wouldn't start attacking with her. Save her for last, because if a monster is special summoned from your opponent's hand, you could just attack it with Pudding Sis. Pudding Sis will pop that monster right after the damage step, so it would easily just rid of that monster and your monster will be safe next turn. It will get rid of that token, it will get rid of Gores, it will get rid of anything your opponent has to throw at you. Remember that. She is the daughter of the big bitch. She is learning how to cause total mayhem like Tiramisu can. Alright, as for my sides, I threw in some Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors for, you know, Dark Worlds and Insectors and all those stupid decks. I threw in Imperial Iron Wall because people do like to side D-Fissure and Macrocosmos on me because from other Madolche decks that I've been studying, like the Madolche Loop or the Madolche Decor, or you know, like the Ultimate Offering Madolche, you know, the deckless Madolche that's out there. Those cards really rely for really don't want cards to be removed from play. I mean, thank God I threw in this Levier in there. But yes, you wouldn't want your monsters to be removed from play. So there goes that card right there, Imperial Iron Wall. Also, that's not the only thing that this card can do. Imperial Iron Wall can stop other cards that banish. So say for instance, if they want to summon a Blackluster Soldier, a BLS, he can't because he cannot remove cards from play. He can't special summon that. He can't use Priestess's effect by banishing a spellbook from the graveyard to pop a card on the field, but because once again cards cannot be removed from play. Royal Decree, simply because I am afraid of that back row. I really don't like having to worry about spells and traps because once I have Tiramisu and I'm safe, I could just clean the field with royalty, you know. Chain Disappearance, just in case I go against those decks that have that material, that certain monster that they need with 1000 attack or less. Once that card is out, like, you know, say for instance Rescue Rabbit, it's funny to see it leave, and they get so sad about it not being there anymore. It's very, very funny. Last but not least, for my I thought about it real good, and my weaknesses definitely have to be Dino Rabbits, because they have the ability to negate. Even though I keep going at it, they just negate. So I threw this in to reduce the level of all face-up monsters my opponent controls by 1. So, what does that mean? My opponent's, give me one second. My opponent wouldn't be able to special summon his Logia, or say for instance his any level 4 monster, that dinosaur monster, that would happen, because all his monsters would be at level 3. I'm sorry for that little brain fart right there. But yeah, Stygian Dirge is good. It also stops evil swarms and stuff like that, because again, their levels are going to be reduced, so they're going to be level 3 instead of a level 4 for the material. So they'll be screwed shit, stuck with nothing to do, which makes me happy. Now for the extra deck, of course, the m-x-saber Invoker to special summon 1 level 4 Earth Warrior. I was actually running this deck way before Windups decided to even try to throw it in and raise my value on the Invokers from $10 to like $50. Thank you very much, Windups, but yet again, I freaking hate you for using my method of special summoning. Levier to bring back anything from the banished pile, including your banished pile. Tiara Misu, you know, just a bitch. Her husband, Fairy King Aldrovich, reducing, basically powering down anything that's not of this earth. That is not of this earth. 4,000 beat stick, of course. Burn for the last 800 life points, as well as, you know, the 3,000 or less destroyer. Your Leviathan Dragon. The reason why I run Leviathan Dragon instead of Acid Golem is because he can detach right away to have a material in the graveyard ASAP. Acid Golem, you need to wait till your next standby phase in order to do that. Plus, he can't special summon, so it's like, no thank you. I'd rather just lose 500 attack points and have a better card out there. Now, last but not least, Zen Mains, my last resort, or my, oh wow, you just set 5 freaking back rolls. I'm gonna go for Zen Mains and try to destroy at least 2 of them or something, you know? But yes, and of course my materials, Carbonella Warrior, Earth Warrior, level 4, level 3 Beast Earth, and for the Malefic Cyberans. So here's my Madolche deck list. It's the best Madolche deck out there. Wonder Wand, freaking love that combo. It's very extremely consistent. You will be surprised on how consistent this deck is. You have so much draw power, so much special summon power, stuff to fall back on, cards like Malefic Cyberand or Heavy Storm that will get rid of the back row, unique cards like Lance and Save Zone to keep other unique cards safe. You've got free special summons, I already said that. So many free special summons, and the best thing about it is you still have a little bit of a selection for a back row. So I thank you all for taking the time to look at my Madolche deck. Hopefully this deck gets some publicity. A few people have told me that it does deserve some of that. Oh shit, the music has stopped, but this video is about to end. This is Madolche King Crepesus. This is the Madolche deck called Malefic Cyberand. I mean Malefic Madolches. And hopefully I see this deck going around. I'm kidding, guys. I really don't want it to be that public, but I'm quitting this. I'm quitting Yu-Gi-Oh. Gonna go for some big things, and I just really don't want this deck to go to waste. So if you really want to try out this deck for yourself, feel free, try it out, have fun, and comment, rate, subscribe, and all that good stuff. You know, YouTube and all that and blah 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 blah. But yeah, this is Malefic Madolches. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I am Madolche King Crepesus, signing off.